Welcome back, everyone, to this week's comic book recap and review. This week, we're going further into the psychotic mind with a Batman villain who is sometimes overlooked for just how deranged he is. Professor Pig, who has the dubious honor of having his first appearance in comics as a corpse in Batman issue number 666. However, Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely would resurrect the Professor for their inaugural story arc in Batman and Robin, part of the Batman Reborn phase in August of 2009. We begin with an explosion and a car chase. A couple of hired thugs are riding with Mr. Toad, who does not seem worried because, as he says, the Batman is dead. Then the silhouette of a bat appears in the rear view. A new Batmobile, this one part hovercraft, part plane, appears. Damian Wayne, the son of Bruce Wayne, grandson to Ra's al Ghul, tells Batman that he knew his grandfather's blueprint would work, to which Batman apologizes for ever doubting him. The Batman then orders the Batmobile to lock on target and disable. Robin reminds Batman to not use real names in the field, to which Batman tells Robin that he would have killed to have a flying Batmobile when he was Robin. Mr. Toad and his passengers prepare to die in a fiery crash until the new Batmobile attaches to their roof and lifts them into the air. They are then dropped into the Gotham River. Toad swims for safety, stating that Pig better be pleased and that no one catches Toad. That is until Batman and Robin meet him at the top of his ladder. A double punch from the dynamic duo and Toad is knocked out, and his briefcase of contraband is thrown into the air. Dominoes. What kind of drug dealer gets paid in dominoes? The Batman needs answers, and he dangles Toad 300 feet above traffic to get those answers. He does not get much from Toad, who says he's in Gotham because the air is good for his complexion, then demands to know where his denari is. That is all Batman needs and drops him. But unbeknownst to Toad, he was being held over the rooftop of the GCPD. A SWAT team is there to take him in as he warns them, "Wait till Pig comes, you'll all wish you'd never been born." Back at the Batcave, Alfred and Dick Grayson talk about Dick's decision to become the new Batman now that Bruce Wayne is gone. It was always his worst nightmare. Being Nightwing kept that nightmare at bay. More concerning is the involvement of Damian, but Alfred reassures him that he is the right person to help bring out the best in the young boy. As they exit Wayne Manor and pass the headstones of the Wayne family, Alfred tells Dick that Master Bruce was always proud of him. They travel to the alternative Batcave under Wayne Tower. Alfred prepares dinner as Dick learns that dominoes are also called bones, more circus slang. Damian dismisses Alfred as Pennyworth and tells him to leave his dinner by his toolkit as he works on a new Batmobile. Alfred is impressed with Damian's technical skills, to which Damian reminds him that he promised to finish what his father started. Alfred and Dick discuss the absence of any reference to Mr. Toad in any database, Justice League or otherwise, but he knows circus slang when he hears it. Dick also lets slip that being Batman is like wearing a shroud. This sets off Damian, who tells Dick that if he's not up to it, then he can step aside. He reminds him that he was trained by the League of Assassins and could easily become the next Batman. Dick disagrees and tells him to get his mask and get in the car. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of Gotham at an abandoned circus ground, a line of what looks like young girls, very similar in appearance and wearing the same outfit, exit the Ghost Train attraction. At the same time, Mr. Toad is in lockup and raging against the police, telling them that the city will soon belong to them as a car spitting flames races through traffic downtown. Batman and Robin continue to banter about respect as they hover above Gotham's skyline and prepare to make their first appearance as the dynamic duo. Commissioner Gordon and his men have lit the bat signal for the first time in months in the hopes that the arrest of Toad and the sighting of the Batman will mean their hopes have come true. That after those long months, the Batman has returned to Gotham. They are not disappointed. Batman and Robin glide down through the illumination of the signal. We come back to the flaming car. It is stopped in front of the GCPD. A man on fire exits, begging for help. Two officers race towards him, but this man seems unaffected by the flames as he grabs them by the throat. On the other side of town, one of Toad's men, Nico, who escaped the river, is packing a duffel bag, cursing his situation. His daughter Sasha questions him, but there is no time for answers. They need to leave. Nico is terrified and tells Sasha that her Uncle Lev was there and can tell her all about it when there is a knock at the door. But he is dead and being held up by the same group of strange-looking girls that exited the Ghost Train ride. Then everything goes dark for Sasha and her father. Nico awakens tied to his dining room table. A man in a bloody apron and donning a pig's face for a mask is standing in the room. He tells Nico that it is time for his glorious transformation and that it is strange that the worst place in the world can be anywhere. He tells Nico that he should not have betrayed him and orders the girls to bring his new face as he holds up a picture of Nico's family. Nico begs for his freedom. He screams that he does not know who the man in the pig mask is as his new face is placed over his old one. There is pain as the chemicals in this new face burn off his old skin. Our intruder then introduces himself as Pig, and that pain is the beginning of perfection, and Pig will make Nico perfect. Pig's minions then bring out the power tools. Our last shot of issue number 1 is Sasha being restrained by Pig's creations as he tells Nico that his daughter is next, that Nico will help him do it, and that when done, each of them will be perfect. We open issue number 2 with Alfred asking Dick what happened. A Robin insignia is lying on the floor beside him. We flash back to the moment when Batman and Robin made their return to the rooftop of the GCPD. The commissioner questioned Batman's absence. Batman explains it away as upgrading the operation. Batman also tells the commissioner that Toad was part of an extreme circus group called Le Cirque d'Étrange. They are interrupted by a call from downstairs. Something has happened. Batman and Robin take the stairs. Afterward, one of the officers voices some concern. Wasn't Batman taller? His voice different? To which the commissioner says different? Maybe, but familiar. And the kid? He's seen him somewhere before. The radio call that interrupted the meeting was the Flaming Man continuing to rampage through the GCPD, yelling help as a ruse. More men exit the vehicle and call for Big Top, because Rex, the Flaming Man, is in. Big Top is an extremely large bearded lady in a pink tutu and carrying what looks like a grenade launcher. He or she launches hallucinatory gas into the building. The rest meet up and demand the keys to the cells. Batman and Robin emerge from the cloud of chemicals, each wearing gas masks. Robin does not hesitate and jumps in, but he is brutally thrown into the wall. He recovers and tries to engage all 3 men together. Batman tells him to step aside. Batman and Robin together handle the trio, who now appear stuck together. They too are circus freaks. Robin asks Batman, what about the fat one? Big Top is dragging an officer down the stairs. Robin appears and Big Top tells him to stay back. Robin tells Big Top no problem. He can cripple them from there and then throws 2 batarangs. Each hits their mark and numbs Big Top's arms as Robin charges forward, but Big Top uses their girth to bounce Robin into the concrete wall, knocking him almost unconscious. Meanwhile, Batman is fighting Rex, the Flaming Man, but he needs help and calls out for Robin, who is nowhere to be found. As Batman calls out for Robin again, he is confronted by the triplets as he uses a fire extinguisher to put down the Flaming Man for good. Once again, the Batman yells out, "Where the hell are you?" Where is Robin? He is busy dodging the sharpened ends of Big Top's canes. Big Top tells him to stay still. Robin tells Big Top, do not tell him what to do, then proceeds to break Big Top's arms. Upstairs, the commissioner is wondering what the hell the Batman is saying to the now captured trio. He is speaking circus slang. The Batman discovers that Toad and his men are trading in next-level mind-control drugs with Russian people traffickers. Dick explains to Alfred that it was a disaster. 4 cops killed, 6 seriously injured. We then go back to see the commissioner pointing his gun at Robin, telling him to back off. But Robin continues to torture Big Top for information. He is ignoring all commands. Finally, the Batman steps in. Robin is furious because he almost had the information he wanted. Now, Big Top is unconscious with a concussion. However, the real bad news is that Toad is now dead. He croaked, to which the Batman simply states, dominoes. Batman and Robin are now at odds. Batman explains there are limits to intimidation and they must work with the police. Damian tells Dick that he is dishonoring his father's memory. Dick wants him to focus on being a detective, not using his fists. Damian tells him that he's going to do things his way, that Dick can keep his detective skills to himself. Robin then tells Dick that he will go find a teacher that he respects and takes off against Dick's orders to stay. Alfred tells Dick that Damian has not returned to the cave. The only new item is the quad bat delivered by Mr. Fox. Alfred tries to reason with Dick. He tells him that he had 2 loving parents, but Damian was raised by criminals, that Dick cannot replace Damian's father and should not try. He asks Alfred who's going to save Damian if they do not. As Damian races through Gotham on his cycle, Dick bemoans becoming the Batman, that he hates wearing the cape the most, that even the cops don't believe that he is the real Batman. They see him as just one more psycho Batman impersonator. Alfred tells him that he has very little time for this type of thought, that his roots are in performance, like his parents, so he should lean on that and think of being the Batman as a performance, not as a memorial. Alfred reminds Dick that Damian is racing into trouble and that the spotlight is on, the curtain is up, and everyone is waiting for the hero to take the stage. Dick puts his cowl back on and remembers the golden rule of entertainment. The show must go on. Robin arrives at the abandoned circus grounds. As he scouts around, a voice whispers help from inside the merry-go-round. It is one of the disfigured girls that Pig employs. As Robin approaches, she whispers again, "Behind you." He is then rushed by a dozen of Pig's creations. As he is held down, Pig arrives to tell him that the hour of the pig has come and the night belongs to him. Issue 3 opens with Batman dragging Rex down the road on the new Quad Bat, holding him just above the concrete, speeding by the tip of his nose. The Batman asks if he's ready to talk yet. Rex agrees to talk. He tells Batman that they're only foot soldiers, that his boss will kill him. The Commissioner scolds the Batman for his tactics and demands to know who he is. Dick tells him that he is Batman, and that he'll just have to trust him, that Pig is planning to make Gotham sick. That's what he does. We next see Robin wake up. He's tied down, his overconfidence evident when he asks, "Whose neck do I break first?" Professor Pig turns and is delighted that Robin is back from Dreamland. He has been working on Sasha, perfecting her, when he turns his attention to Robin, letting him know he can be perfect first. Sasha whispers a desperate "help me" as Professor Pig picks up a drill and a circular saw. Pig begins to strut and dance and recite a poem as he taunts Robin. In that poem is his madness. The words, "You can do better. Nothing's good enough. Nothing's ever good enough." His words are cryptic and gibberish at the same time. Then he reminds himself he likes to work to music. Sexy, disco, hot, and he presses play on his iPod. Spotlights appear on Professor Pig. He continues to dance and talk about disfigurement, about having pig trotters for feet. He tears his shirt and drops to his knees, declaring himself an artist, that he won't work while he's on his antipsychotics. He oinks, licks the floor because he wants to be sick in front of the whole world. Then he tells his creations to put Robin's new face on, that he's nearly ready to work. One of Pig's minions then approaches Robin with the chemically treated face, to which Robin tells him that they just redefined the word wrong, because he has broken loose of his bonds. Pig lunges forward with the circular saw, but Robin manages to grab it and cut loose his legs. From there, Damian Wayne, grandson of the Demon, unleashes on Pig and his monstrosities. Damian goes for brutal strikes to the face. If he can put them down for good, then he does just that, including landing a sidekick to the head of Professor Pig. Meanwhile, the Batman crashes through a window, taking out one of Pig's creatures who's wearing an explosive vest. But there are no bombs inside, there are germs. Germs to spread the sickness into the people of Gotham, exactly as Pig wanted. And as if on cue, Pig's altered humanoids begin retching poisonous bile into the air. Robin continues his fight against Pig's horde. He frees Sasha, promises to get her out of there safely. She realizes she cannot remove her new face, but remembers her father. She runs to a table, grabs a lit candle, and uses it to ignite Professor Pig's shirt, demanding that he let her papa go. The professor, now on fire, runs for his escape. Robin goes after him. Sasha chases after Robin, begging him not to leave her, that he promised to save her. But Robin wants Professor Pig, and he catches him on the roller coaster. Under their weight, the coaster car falls off the track to the ground below. Pig picks up a flaming stick and strikes Robin down. He stands over him, tells him to do not ever try to undermine his confidence again, and that he is going to beat his face right off of his skull. In that moment, the Batman arrives and takes out Professor Pig with the Quad Bat. Pig runs again, terrified that he's not ready, not dressed, that he did nothing wrong, that he didn't mean to. Then he starts to wail like a farm animal. The dynamic duo strike Professor Pig, breaking his mask. They then eliminate the rest of the Pig's abominations. The Batman congratulates Damian on fine detective work. Damian tells him that Pig's lair, the Pig Pen, is now on fire, and points to where the Ghost Train attraction is now burning. Damian asks Batman, "What are you doing here?" Batman replies, "We're partners, remember?" Damian then asks about Sasha, if Batman was able to save her too, or just himself. The Batman enters the Pig Pen. Speaking with Commissioner Gordon, he tells him that the poison is an aerosol narcotic, but the Batman is able to find the antidote made by Professor Pig. Batman tells Robin that no one else was alive in the pen, that Sasha must have gotten out. Robin hopes so as he stands over the now fallen Professor Pig, who asks to be hit again, then oinks. As we look upon Pig's broken mask, Gordon explains that his real name is Laszlo Valentin, a low-rent circus boss who got into the business of drugs, prostitution, illegal immigrants, combined with mental illness to create and sell a drug that acts like a virus and destroys one's identity. The gangs were using it to control women. As Laszlo is hauled off, he screams and begs to be hit again. The Commissioner tells the Batman that the men at the GCPD thank him for his help, that he can now count on their support. He then asks the Batman if it is now over. The Batman wishes he could. He found another domino with the antidote, like it was supposed to be found. Toad had a double 12 when killed. This was the next in sequence. The Commissioner realizes that this story may continue, but the Batman reassures him that the next time they know where to reach him, as he tosses the antidote over to Gordon. In the aftermath, at Arkham, doctors find the horror of removing Pig's mask from his victims also removes their original faces. It is torture for them and revolting to anyone who witnesses it. From his cell, Professor Pig exclaims, "All my dollies, in rows like dominoes. What happened to me has happened to Gotham. You look away from the mirror for just a moment, and by the time you look back, Pig's crept in. Oink, oink." And from the morgue, we hear another faint oink. Our next panel is Batman and Robin, beginning to track down the criminal organization that took out the original Batman. They prepare to take the fight to them, Damian only too eager to do so. As Dick and Damian crash the mansion, Alfred goes about his routine. However, the legs of a mysterious figure stands atop a gargoyle, watching him from across the way. Meanwhile, Sasha has survived and is now discovered by the police in the security ward of the hospital, killing all of Pig's other dolls, and telling the police that she is not one of them. As they try to subdue her, their heads explode. They've been shot from behind. A man in a red hood enters the room and asks Sasha if she needs a friend, that he is looking for a partner to help him wipe the vomit off the face of Gotham once and for all. The man in the red hood asks, does she have anything planned? Our last panel is that of the returning Red Hood, asking Sasha, if you can't trust a Hood, Scourge of the Underworld, who can you trust? Thus ends the 3-part inaugural storyline to Batman and Robin back in 2009. I hope you enjoyed this look back at the history, origin, and first major storyline of one of Batman's most disturbed villains, Laszlo Valentin, Professor Pig. Next week, as we continue to celebrate the spooky season with fearful and frightful DC characters, we will take a look at a real psycho of a character, Victor Zsasz, mob enforcer and serial killer. I hope you'll join us for that. However, if you need more comic book fun, click on the thumbnail at the end of this video for our recap of one of Gotham's weirdest heroes, the Creeper, and everybody's favorite DC zombie, Solomon Grundy. I thank you for watching. Until next time, from south of the border, I am still your reluctant gringo. Salud and a huevo.